My name is Ivan. I was actually born in London, North London, but I currently live now in Windsor. So a lot of people don't know where that is. It's home to the King. So that's where I'm from, right next to Heathrow Airport. Position on board, hotel manager. So I oversee the hotel functions, which is the housekeeping, the guest services, the food and beverage, the entertainment, and quite a lot of other things in between. My day starts around about from 6 in the morning is when I'm up.
Can't start without coffee. Have to have a good coffee in the morning. Right. So we start normally 7:30. Just break out the day for tea. I do actually when I come in, after making my coffee, is that I open all the emails and I look at the critical emails that we need to kind of go through regarding the ship and its operation. And then we go for a walk because at 8:15 we have a hotel meeting with the team. So I need to be ready and establish what tasks I need them to do around the ship.
7 o'clock I'm already doing my walk around. How is everything?
Yeah, so far so
Good?
good. Yeah, how about you, sir?
Yeah, ready?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, ladies.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I'll leave you to it. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
All right.
How are you? Good morning.
Morning.
Okay. So, give me breakfast. That's okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Good, sir.
Good. Morning. What we making? Anything nice?
Yeah, sauce.
Sauce?
Yeah. Very good.
Morning. Morning. What we making today?
Yeah, we have broccoli soup.
Broccoli soup?
We make broccoli soup.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I will enjoy the lunch.
Everything working?
Only this side.
Yeah.
This one not yet. This one working.
Okay.
That one not yet. That one working. But at this moment we have only used that side.
Okay. But you got a new home, huh?
Yeah. Almost.
Alright. Have a good one. Good? Alright.
Everything's set up really, really nicely. Manual ordering sheets. Chairs. Actually, how much carpet we've got left? Okay. So this is our kind of B&Q. So this is all the carpet that we have around the vessel. I just kind of count exactly how many carpets we have left and where they need to go. As you can see, this is all the tiling that we use in and around the ship. The veneer, and even more tiling, and lots of underlay.
Full attack main laundry today.
Yeah.
Is Louisa next door?
Yes.
If she is there. At 9 o'clock, we're a little bit early, so we can go and take a look at the essential stores where we keep all the food. Yeah.
freezers. This is our central storeroom. So this is where we keep all the tasty things. So everything is under lock and key. Just in case somebody gets a little bit peckish. So hungry and eats everything, and then we have no food left. So this is just one of our freezers. Yeah, this is all the milk. Yeah, sliced cheese. And then we just need to make sure that everything is always on racks and never on the floor for public health. And then next door to this, we do have the freezers, which are at -18.
I entered the industry when I was 19 years old, so I've been about for a good 20 years. My first ever time actually in the hotel environment was with Marriott. So I was a receptionist, did a little bit of work for Hilton. Then I worked for Thistle Women Hotels, looking after a quite large project with the Olympics in 2012. And in 2013 also I decided to come to sea. So the first company I worked for was P&O. Okay, that's part of Carnival UK. From P&O, I then joined Royal Caribbean as a guest services manager, and then just before the pandemic, Princess as associate hotel general manager. I've completed most of the onboard roles. So I started off as an assistant manager with P&O. From that, I was looking after the front desk, the crew office, administration. I also did a little bit of fly cruising, which was like a flights manager. So we would charter aircraft to the vessel in Barbados, 2-night turnaround day. And then shortly after that, I've also done things like night manager, a lot of administration work as well, reception events manager, concierge manager. Yeah, so it's been quite a bit of a journey to get here. I've been on the Odyssey for the good part of 3 months actually, almost to the day. So I joined the Odyssey here in Belfast on the 26th of April. I joined this vessel when it was actually at anchor, a few miles out, and I remember I joined by a tender, so we kind of went around the vessel, and she was blue, now she's white. I remember coming in, and again the ship was turned off for a huge amount of time since the global pandemic, and seeing everything turned off, yeah, and not seeing people around. Actually, it reminded me of a time a few years ago when I was out in Singapore in the pandemic itself. And it also reminded me of when I activated several vessels after the pandemic as well. So most memorable experience I would say is just walking on board, and everything was quite unique because everything was turned off, and I almost thought that I've lived this before. And it's quite energizing now that we are turning everything on, very slowly but turning everything on, and the ship is now growing life. What really brought me here is a sense of adventure and a completely new concept that's very new, not only to the industry but to myself. I've never worked on a vessel where we have residents. Actually, people purchase beautiful villas and then we set sail around the world. Also the sense of adventure when it comes to this very large dry dock that we've been in for the last few months. So again, it was a completely new challenge, and you know, when I spoke to Mike and Kathy, I explained to them that I wanted to join the company to be able to showcase my capabilities, so to bring on board all the various different things that I know, to then showcase a product which is new to me and also new to quite a lot of us as well. When I first got here, the ship looked a lot different from what it does now. I had a very small team. We instantly started working away at revitalising the different areas around. But with such a small team at the very beginning stages, it was a lot of hands-on work. I mean, I was in the office until 2:30 in the morning. But the greatest, I guess the greatest part, especially for the beginning, was coming on board and having our colleagues, which wouldn't usually get involved in the hotel side of the business, which was deck, because they were kind of looking after themselves. And then having them also understand kind of like what we do and taking a handover from the staff captain of the hotel. So that was quite interesting, yeah. And then since then, I mean, the team has now grown. We've got 185 crew on board at the moment. And as you've seen, the areas are looking absolutely stunning and beautiful, and we're doing a lot of training at the minute to bring everybody up to speed. With the less manning that we had at the beginning, we had, especially, I mean, I was in charge of we didn't have a chief housekeeper, we didn't have a chief purser, we didn't have any administration. So a lot of the things were very, very hands-on. But again, we've got a lot of hidden talent as well. So we had to make very good use of the resources that we had. And also it gave me the opportunity to really and truly engage with the team and find out who they are as individuals. And it's surprising actually when you get to speak to people, regardless of their role on board, what they're actually capable of when given the opportunity. It was a little bit of a challenge for us at the very beginning when we entered the dock. Especially with the fact that we had to bring everything on by the gangway, which took a lot of help from hotel, deck, technical, including yourself. We were lifting pallets of food and materials on board the vessel.
We had all of the new TVs for all of the cabins show up this morning right at lunchtime, and had an all-hands evolution to come in and carry all of these TVs from the shipyard dockside walls and onto the ship.
That was a hugely challenging time for us. As well, not having, for example, like a provision master on board as well, so having to learn that aspect of the business as well. So getting really stuck in to look at the provisions, first in, first out, fridge temperatures, and things that naturally I wouldn't directly get involved in. Also, being able to cover the whole entire ship with a team of like 12 people. We had a lot of long days, but I think what really helped is the engagement of the team. So very early on, I kind of understood that I would have to really meet with my team and understand really the things that we could achieve. And it seemed quite a lot at the time. But the one thing I've always said to them, even if you have 20 different things to do in a day, but if you can just achieve one, it's still an achievement. Yeah, so at that stage, especially without my leaders that are now on board, I was housekeeping, I was the food and beverage, I was the chef, I was the aunt, the nanny, I was the crew office. It was quite a unique experience because the guest services desk, for example, wasn't open, the crew office wasn't open. The management office became almost the hub of the vessel. Normally you have the guest services desk or the crew office taking care of either your guests or the crew. So it was a lot of long days, but we managed to really take care of people, yeah, at the very beginning. With the hotel, we have the food and beverage, so that is the dining rooms, the beverage areas, and of course where all of our food is made, which is in the galley. Then we have guest services, housekeeping, and on board the ship as well, we have entertainment. And in between that, we've got smaller functions in the crew office, as well as administration as well. We have 2 daily meetings. One is at 8:15, the other one's at 6 o'clock. And I've always said, the greatest feeling ever for an individual is being involved in something. So I kind of let my leaders come up with their suggestions and their ideas, as well as the crew. And then we sit and we discuss. Guest services, Boyke.
Yeah.
MXP light training, Melissa is aware of it. I would like you guys to just put together some light training for the managers, okay, to be able to use the property management system. And then hopefully once you guys have got that ready, then all of us will be incorporated in that training. It is great because Melissa sat with me for 15 minutes the other day, and it's amazing how much you can learn in such a short period of time. It's not going to be war and peace, just showing people how to log in, how to pull guest information and so forth. Okay, deck 9 for today. We're going to be able to reach, do you think?
Yes, of course.
Yeah?
With the manpower that we have on hand and everybody's willingness to get things achieved, it's a sure mission to be.
And yeah, I guess the results really and truly now speak for themselves, and it's not because they've been given instructions to do something, it's because they're actually working on ideas that they've evolved themselves, yeah.
And so what has been done to make the hotel side of the ship ready for residents to come on board? That's a big question.
Yeah, it is. A lot, really and truly a lot. I mean, as you can see, the hotel, we've set up all the staterooms now. There's been significant work in the main galley, down in the main laundry, which is still ongoing. A lot of training, almost that goes on multiple times throughout the day. So this is our bi-weekly cabin inspection that's taking place this morning. We have all the senior leadership for the full length of about half an hour. We're going to be inspecting all the crew cabins just to make sure that everything absolutely works and that their living conditions are good and as per MLC standards.
$3084.
Okay. Cabin inspection. Cabin inspection. Very nice. Smells good. Looks good. Cabin inspection. Yeah. Trash in bin. Hello. Yeah, I guess overall, I mean, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Next is 3086.
Okay. Cabin inspection. We've touched everything. Chipping, dusting, painting, jet washing. We've moved things in different areas and moved them again so that they actually look Villa Vie as opposed to the old company. So it's been a hell of a lot, and it still is ongoing even up until this morning. We've definitely turned a corner, and you can feel it in the energy of the people and the energy of the vessel. There are still some technical challenges that we're still facing on board, but really and truly, I truly feel that we're almost pretty much there. We're now looking at boarding day or embarkation experience, and what that would look like for the individual areas. But living on board, working on board, and then having to take care of these people as we sail around the world. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a first for me, and a first for quite a few other people, but that is the excitement, as well as the 2-3 days in port and a 2.5-year voyage around the world. It's something that, again, I never thought when I entered this industry that I'll never do, and hence why it was quite attractive for me to join the company. I guess this is people's home, right? So we're, as opposed to turning around a ship in a 7-day period, we're trying where possible to add personalized touch points in the stateroom. I guess until we truly meet all of our residents and know exactly what their preferences are, we will meet their demands and their requests. It is, again, relatively new for all of us. I have seen some of the requests that have come in. People want fridges and washing machines and things that you wouldn't have on a traditional cruise ship. But again, as I said, it will be a challenge for us to meet all of these requests. But it's a home away from home, and that's the kind of thought process I also admit to the team, so that they know that these people actually live here. Not like on a traditional cruise where you go away for a few days or 7 days or a couple of weeks and then you don't see the people again for maybe another couple of weeks. Yeah, certainly the approach has to be very different, and again it's also the team. I always explain to them that sometimes when you work for a bigger corporation you kind of go home and you don't know where you're going to be assigned next. Why it's so important now with Villa Vie to make sure that we maintain our good relationships, because there's only the one ship at the moment. I'm sure there'll be more to follow, but this is your home. Yeah, so when you go home, you come back, you see the same people, you have the same residents. So it's very important early on for us to have that human connection with them, and that sense of community as well. For me, I think it's a little bit more relaxed, especially with having 2 or 3 days in port. You know, normally you come in very early in the morning, in the afternoon that you set sail away, but now you're 2-3 days in port. So I guess for our residents, they get to experience the destinations where we go. So they get to spend more time, maybe an overnight in a hotel, maybe an overnight shore excursion. I guess everything is personalised to the individual, right? So we've already met some of our residents and we're already engaging with them, getting to know their preferences. And it's just grabbing all of that information that we get, and plus them getting to know us as well, and then bringing that all together to have that huge sense of a community on board. Yes.
Definitely.
And all of our teammates as well, I mean, they come from different cruise brands, and all of them come with different levels of experience. But the one important thing that we do have is time, because normally you're expected to deliver an experience within a 7-day or 2-week period. Now you get to deliver an experience for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say the Grampian is one which would be one of our French alternative dining restaurants. And then the conference centre looks really beautiful. I mean, I remember when I first walked in there, so it's an area where you can actually work, okay? The show lounges, the Neptunes, will be showcasing a lot of the entertainment. I think these are areas where we'll be able to bring in local entertainment on board, which would be quite tailored to destinations where we go to. The greatest thing that I enjoy the most about working on board this particular ship is that we have the likes of Kathy and Mike, the owners, so they always have great ideas. So I look forward to collaborating a little bit more with them. To have access to the CEO is a little bit different, but it's nice to wake up and go for a coffee with the owners of the vessel and discuss everyday matters. Normally, of course, with all businesses, there's a hierarchy, but you know, you walk out of an elevator and you see Mike and you ask a question, you get an immediate answer. So yeah, things kind of a little bit more personable, let's say, and they kind of understand they kind of understand what we need from them as well. And it's getting those immediate answers to get the ship ready. It's all very new, but it's all very exciting. And again, I've been on board a good part of 3 months now. It's almost for me like when you grow a plant, right? So you have your soil and then you have your seed and you water it. And now I'm seeing the actual plant grow. So I really and truly hope to see the ship sail away into the sunset before I go home on vacation. For me, that will be the real seal of everything that we've actually accomplished on board. Yeah, especially from my team anyway. Yeah. Like the other day, I mean, when we flooded the dock, I mean, that was, I mean, I think everybody actually had their cell phones out to touch water after several months in the dry dock. Was quite an experience, yeah, for everybody. And it also gives us that sense that we actually, all the great work that we're doing, it's all coming to life now. Yeah, and that we're not just one step ahead, we're now 10, 20 steps ahead from where we were several months ago. Yeah, it's been quite a bit of a journey. Just seeing the excitement on the faces of our residents as well as the crew. Almost every single day we put blood, sweat and tears into the vessel. So we're all very excited for the final day to come when it does. And welcoming the first individuals and seeing people settle into their own homes, switching everything on, right? The ship has been in pause for a good part of 4 years. So that is really a day that we're all looking forward to, yeah.